evening. Welcome to the December 9th, 2024 Valley View School Board meeting. I want to thank you all for coming. Ask that you silence your cell phones. Rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance led by Vice President Zach. Please, Mr. Zach. About a little over a week ago, we had one of our valued employees pass away. Kristen Turnig's family gets news of a lady 33 years old who had a tragic embolism, and the family just laid her to rest this last weekend. And I would ask for a moment of silence. This is the kind of thing that no employee ever wants to hear about one of their employees, but when you have a valued person in the community who's reached out to, hundreds and hundreds of children over their career, we just ask for a moment of silence, please. And our hearts and prayers go out to their family. I cannot imagine how they feel at this particular time, and that her husband and her entire family. So you have our condolences, deep and heartfelt. That being said, moving down the agenda, Dr. Wood, the agenda, please. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed the board affirmation statement. Vice President Zach.
Our mission is to empower every learner to be college, career, and life ready, and to develop, grow, and achieve as a productive citizen.
Thank you. Now, Dr. Wood, the agenda.
Yes, Board President Quigley, tonight we are seeking your approval of the agenda as presented.
Is there a motion? Second. Motion and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. The ayes have it. Moving down the agenda, student and staff recognition, spotlight video, Cassidy Henshaw, first grade special education teacher at Hermanson Elementary.
Today is Tuesday, Tuesday, Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, all day long.
We like to say that it's a marriage. You have to work together with your co-teacher because there's two adults in the room, and a lot of people are used to just one. So you have to really work together, and there's many models of co-teaching. So there's team teaching, where you work together, and it's amazing. We're both up there, and one of us talks, and then we kind of ad-lib, and we go off of each other, and you have to have a good relationship to do that, and it's amazing. I love my co-teacher, and we work really well. We can do station teaching, so it's another great co-teaching model. So she has a group, I have a group, and then some kids are working by themselves, and that helps because there's less kids to teacher ratio, and that helps with learning and getting kids differentiated learning. There's so many benefits.
Do I have to go 1, 2, 3, 4? No. I say 10 because in first grade, we don't count from 1. We use 10. Thank you.
Having the differentiated teaching in the classroom is a function of what we now know to be true, that for the kids that need a little extra help, the best thing for them to do is to be in just the regular classroom environment, correct?
Yes, the gen ed setting, it's amazing. And you can reach the lower level learners, and you can enrich the higher level learners, because when you have more adults in the room, it's able to reach those learners, and it's amazing.
Good morning, Olivia.
What does a good day in the classroom look like for you?
I stand in front of the class door, and I greet the kids, and that's how I start every day, and that's how to start on a good note. It helps me and them because I hug them, I high five them, I fist bump them. It's the best part to start a good day, because right now we're both tired. It's, you're tired in the morning, the kids are tired, everyone, and so that's a good kind of reset for both of us to be like, hey, I'm here for you, I see you, and so that starts my good day. And then morning meeting I love, because it's a time for us to come together as a class, and we play games, and they're educational, but they're having fun, and we're actually modeling, like, for kids to play games outside. I see we play hot potato, then they play hot potato outside. Like, it's modeling them good social skills as well as learning skills, which I love. And then another part is I love my table. I love small groups. I feel I can reach kids on all levels even more. So I love when we do this, and I love when the light bulb goes off, because when I'm teaching them skills, if it's math or learning how to read or those problem-solving skills for social and emotional, that's a good day when they're like, okay, I got it. And I'm like, yes, you did. Like, those little moments add up to a great day.
You mentioned a little bit about working with your students, teaching them the games, things like that, so they can socially interact. That seems to be a way of helping them become empathetic citizens, is it not?
I teach first grade, so they are 5 to 6, almost 7 years old. And so it looks a little bit different because they're just learning right now. And I love teaching Second Step. It's our social emotional curriculum, and it teaches them how to be a learner first. Like when you have looking eyes on someone, and you just teach them, like in the morning meeting, you say good morning to them, and you just learn very basic skills. And then you start to talk about feelings, and you have to analyze their feelings before that they can analyze other people's feelings. So the empathetic learner, they have to realize, okay, how am I feeling? Okay, do I need a strategy to help me? And then once they understand themselves, they can understand other people. Because empathetic citizen is them understanding people and feelings and giving them the space. And it goes with the problem-solving skills, like that critical thinker we were talking about. In first grade, we say, there's a song. It's like, I am a problem solver. And that, I think, goes with everything, because that builds with empathy, because they first have to realize, okay, how do I solve this? Are they okay? Okay, I feel this way, but you made me feel that way. And you role play, like we role play with them. And I think it's just an ever-evolving way in first grade to build that self-awareness first so that they can help others in the end.
So thank you to Mrs. Henshaw and all of our special educators, as well as our co-teachers. It is pretty cool when you walk into a classroom to see both teachers in there and the students seeing them as equals, as one. So shout out to all of our co-teachers across the district, and again, Mrs. Henshaw, for doing a phenomenal job in supporting our students.
Thank you, Dr. Wood. Moving down the agenda, Treasurer's Report. Mr. Renich, if you would, please.
Thank you. The Treasurer's Action Report 6.1 for the month of November includes the normal schedule of financial reports, balance sheets, summary of revenue and expenditures, interim obligations, and debt service payments totaling $45,213,913.50, which I need to note includes one large debt payment for your approval.
Is there a motion? We have a motion and a second. Let the record indicate Member Campbell has joined us. I hope all is well with you. We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, seeing none, a roll call vote, please.
Member Sutherland?
Yes.
Member Campbell?
Yes.
Secretary Sikora?
Yes.
Vice President Zach?
Yes.
President Quigley?
Yes. Mr. Renich.
6.2, schedule of bills for the month of November. We have 6 funds totaling bills payable of $5,543,939.73 for your approval.
Is there a motion? Motion and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Member Campbell?
Yes.
Member Sutherland?
Yes.
Secretary Sikora?
Yes.
Vice President Zach?
Yep.
President Quigley?
Yes. Mr. Renich.
In your packet, you have 6.3 summary investments for the month of November, along with 6.4 state funding update, 6.5 property taxes received, and 6.6 all schools trust account activity, and this is an informational agenda item.
If anyone has any questions on those items, please talk to Mr. Renich. Moving down the agenda, consent agenda, Dr. Wood.
Yes, tonight we are seeking your approval on 6 consent agenda items as follows. 7.1, board meeting minutes, November 18th. 7.2, executive session meeting minutes, November 18th. 7.3, Romeoville High School trips. 7.4, memorandum of agreement, Air Force, to establish and operate a junior reserve officers training unit. 7.5, Pop and Popcorn fundraiser, Beverly Scoff Elementary School, and 7.6, Bolingbrook High School trip.
Is there a motion?
Second.
Motion and seconded. Is there any discussion? If not, a roll call vote, please.
Member Sutherland?
Yes.
Member Campbell?
Yes.
Secretary Sikora?
Yes.
Vice President Zach?
Yes.
President Quigley?
Yes. Board liaison reports. Anything off from my right?
Got a couple tonight. The first one comes from Wilco Career Center. The American Welding Society Foundation, through support of its generous donors and the members of the American Welding Society, the AWS Foundation awarded more than $2.5 million in scholarships in 2024. The Wilco Area Career Center welder, Zachary Baker, will be attending Ferris State University. He is one of three students from Wilco that got that reward. Don't know exactly how much he would be receiving right now, but he is from Bolingbrook, so you will want to shout it out when something good happens around here. And we also have something similar to our, it's called Build Conference. It was November 25th and 26th in Bloomington. That's the FFA student, the advisory from Wilco. We had two students that went down for the weekend. Riley Byers from Romeoville, the chapter secretary, and Jasmine Fisher from Bolingbrook, the chapter junior vice president. I do have, that is all for now.
And any from the left? No? All righty. Moving down the agenda, Student Ambassador Liaison Report.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Elani Trejo, and I'm your RHS Board Ambassador for tonight. So firstly, we want to introduce RHS's ambassadors' school announcement and shout-outs, events at our school that we're involved in. And this is going to be called Our House Shouts Out. First of all, congratulations to all of our Spartan students who were awarded at our Fall Awards Night. We are so proud of all of our academically dedicated students and wish them luck as we have 5 school days left before final exams. On November 21st, we had a big family reading night success thanks to the community, volunteers, and LMC directors who spearheaded it. RHS had a very impactful talk day on December 3rd with over 300 students attending in total. TALK stands for Teens Activating the Language of Kindness. This event promotes mental health awareness, acceptance, and inclusion among our Spartan community. A big shout out to our midterm graduates as they go forth in their lives representing Valley View and our success. We want to recognize our school's inaugural flag football team for winning the regional championship and finishing top 50 in the state. And as we start winter sports, make sure to check out the high school's athletic schedules to support our athletes. We wish them the best of luck in their season. Now, our RHS district ambassadors also visited incoming freshmen at AVM and Lukanzik Middle Schools this past week to speak about the transition from middle school to high school. 8th graders students are going to be officially registering for courses tomorrow and Thursday. We are looking forward to welcoming new Spartans to our house at our incoming freshman night and transfer student night on January 23rd. RHS is celebrating Disability Awareness and Acceptance Months. Disability inclusion in schools is vital because it ensures that all students, regardless of ability, have equal access to education. One of the highlights in our inclusion basketball game on Tuesday, December 10th at 6:30 p.m. tomorrow. The Lady Spartan basketball program is partnering with our Best Buddies program to host this exciting event. Now, for old business, we wanted to give an update to everyone on our proposed District Spirit Week, which will be occurring in the spring of next semester. We are actively working on a week and will release more information soon. For new business, we want to make sure that we employ the essential information about making sure that families and students are aware of our 9th and 10th graders pre-SAT on April 9th and the juniors taking the ACT on April 9th. We encourage juniors to register for ACT prep when available after winter break. And then we will be condensing and releasing notes and key points of interest from board meetings from now and in the future for students to easily view. We hope to create easier access and comprehension of the district meetings for students and families. We are looking to strengthen our relationship with the local Romeoville Food Pantry as well. With this, we're going to be trying to develop a monthly satellite location for the food pantry with a drop box at RHS. We'll be working with the woodshop classes to try and construct a box and make sure that we do the best possible job in making this happen. And then just overall, thank you for a great semester, and on behalf of the board ambassadors, we wish everyone a happy holiday and a happy new year. Thank you.
Thank you. Great job. Thank you very much. Moving down the agenda, audience participation. Is there anybody who wishes to address the board this evening? Please step to the microphone, state your name, and limit your comments to 5 minutes or less. If you have documents you wish to submit, please give them to the board clerk.
Good evening. This is Jim Fisher, father of 3 kids, one last kid trying to get out of here, 2 very successful in college right now. My pronouns are parent, father, and humanoid. The BHS girls' multi-use bathrooms are full of peepholes. There is a boy, man, that's a student with authority granted by the school administration to walk freely in the girls' bathrooms at any time of the day. Parents, 1 plus 1 equals 2 male eyes seeing your female student naked in the girls' bathroom stalls. Last time I presented to this board, the theme was about heroes, good Samaritans, protecting some other father's daughter. This time, it's the same, but on steroids. It's about heroes, good Samaritans, and protecting, stepping up for 1,600 other fathers' high school female students. If you are truly public servants for this community and do not hate women, you know now of the open stall gaps, thousands of peepholes in the girls' bathroom stalls. You know now that at least one man has permission to walk around the girls' bathrooms at Bolingbrook High School with an opportunity to make criminal observations and use the services. Will you help your administration act now to eliminate future risk of peeping Tom crime in BHS bathrooms in the village of Bolingbrook? Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. In consideration of your commentary, Mr. Fisher, and just for our school community's awareness, just want to make sure everyone understands that we are committed to providing a safe and positive educational environment for all of our students. And for us, it's not a matter of personal preference or opinion. We are required to follow federal and state law regarding the treatment and protection of transgender and gender nonconforming students. Students are protected from discrimination and harassment under Title IX, the Illinois Human Rights Act, and Executive Order 2019-11. And per these laws, the district permits transgender students to use the restroom, locker rooms, or changing rooms that align with their gender-related identity without harassment or discrimination, so long as their behavior does not violate school policy or the law. The district provides supports for students, teachers, or parents who are uncomfortable or concerned regarding privacy, including access to private bathrooms at their request. If any student has been harmed or their privacy is violated, complaints should be brought to the building level, and there is a complaint procedure online that can also be filled out. And Mr. Fisher, and for anyone else, I am available to discuss this further after the meeting or at a more conducive, convenient time. Thank you.
Dr. Wood, thanks, sir, for your comments. Moving down the agenda. Oh, does anyone else have any comments? All right, now moving down the agenda. Computer's coming up. Human Resources Report. Ms. DiDonato.
Action 410.1 is the Consolidated Action Report for Certified, Classified, and Administrative Personnel. The administration is respectfully seeking your approval on all items as presented.
Is there a motion? Oh. A motion, we have a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, seeing none. Roll call vote, please.
Member Campbell?
Yes.
Member Sutherland?
Yes.
Secretary Sikora?
Yes.
Vice President Zach? President Quigley?
Yes. Job descriptions, 10.2.
Action 410.2 are for two current existing job descriptions that were brought up for information at the last board meeting. To provide clarity for our audience and board, both the Administrative Assistant for Human Resources and Human Resources Generalist positions are current positions, and the updates reflect shifts based on the increased demand for both roles since their last approval in 2009. The HR Generalist position reflects an update to the HR Technician's title as well. The administration is respectfully seeking your approval on all items as presented.
Motion and seconded. Is there any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Member Sutherland?
Yes.
Member Campbell?
Yes.
Secretary Sikora?
Yes.
Vice President Zach?
Yes.
President Quigley?
Yes. 10.3.
Action report for resolution number 2519, authorizing dismissal of educational support personnel employee for reasons other than reduction in force. The administration is respectfully seeking your approval.
Motion?
Second.
Motion and seconded. Is there any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Member Sutherland?
Yes.
Member Campbell? Secretary Sikora?
Yes.
Vice President Zach?
Yes.
President Quigley?
Yes. All right, now moving down the agenda, we are going into public hearing. I need a motion to adjourn the regular schedule, temporarily adjourn the regularly scheduled meeting to go into the hearing for the tax levy.
So move.
We have a motion, and we have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The ayes have it. We are now in public hearing. So, Mr. Renich, would you please give us an overview of that which you have given us an overview of before?
Yes, I will. In accordance with the Truth in Taxation Act, the district must publish a notice of public hearing and hold a public hearing if the 2024 levy exceeds the prior year's extension by 5%. A notice was published on November 26th in the Daily Herald. The proposed levy was brought to the board, as you mentioned, in November, and since that time there have been no changes. But I do have a presentation that I think would be important for our community and for the board to see regarding the proposed levy. So just three things that I'm going to cover in 5 minutes. The terms, because you do this once a year, I thought it'd be important just to revisit the terms, the historical information, and the actual estimated levy. So a levy is really simple. It's just a formal request by the school district to the county clerk's office for revenue generated by property taxes, and it's due by the last Tuesday of December. PTEL, which is the Property Tax Extension Limitation Law, and that's commonly known as tax caps, and that's where, since those have been invoked, the district is capped at how much money it can acquire through the Consumer Price Index. So just want to bring that out and let people know about that. The Consumer Price Index is the way that the government measures a basket of goods, and that's what determines how much money the district will be available for. The district can ask for the amount of money, but it's limited to 3.4% of the Consumer Price Index plus new property. So you can see that our ability to generate revenue is all based on PTEL, the property tax, and so it's a number that we should watch very closely, and I do every month. Extension is what the county affords us, and that's how they determine the tax bills once we conclude that. So that's when extension is called. A little bit of historical information, as I talked about, which is important to look at, our equalized assessed evaluation. I have worked very closely with the county clerk's office on a weekly basis to better understand where those numbers are, how many permits are being pulled, what's the assessed evaluation. And you can see that it looks like the equalized assessed evaluation will go up by 18%. And, you know, that's a positive thing. That shows that there's growth. That shows that the values of our community are going up much better than the alternative if they were going down. Consumer Price Index is something that we watch very closely because it generates our largest amount of revenue source. Over a 10-year period, you can see that the 10-year average is 2.8%. Back in 2014, it was as low as 0.8% and as high as 7% a couple years ago. This levy is using a 3.4% increase, and we're looking at for the next levy, which will affect the next budget cycle, we're projecting, or I'm projecting, that that might land right around 2.6%. Two very key numbers to keep an eye on as we budget and we move forward and make decisions. So this was a chart that I had put together, and the ISB had asked me for this when they were looking to pass legislation to show the increase from 25,000 to 35,000. If you look in 2011, what a dollar bought us now is worth now. We have to spend $1.36, and conversely, the revenues that we bring in, a dollar is now only worth 74 cents. Really important slide to look at and better understand what the cost of inflation does to a district and its buying power. So tonight's levy, we are requesting a 5.49% increase from last year's extension, is what we were, the county clerk had afforded us. So therefore, that's why we're having this public hearing, because it exceeded 5%. So the board has always asked for 3 scenarios. New property, which we don't know, and that's the key to all of this levy process. Less than anticipated, anticipated, and greater than anticipated. Less than anticipated is $45 million in new property. And if that happens, that'll be about $500,000 less than what we had anticipate of projecting new revenue. If our estimates are correct and closer to the $55 million of new property, which is outside the tax caps or PTEL, that will generate exactly what we think of revenue for the district. And if they exceed what we expect, that'll most likely generate $500,000 of additional money than what we're projecting. So we'll sit back and watch and see when those numbers come out and how well we did. One of the things that the board has asked about, and I think rightfully so, is always conscious, what's the impact on a homeowner's bill? You know, not only do you represent the school district, but the community, and you're sensitive to the impact of our homeowners. 70% of our taxes come from people that do not have children in this district. And so it's really important to balance being good financial stewards and the needs of the district. And some of you ask a lot of questions, which are appropriate and rightfully so. And so just being conscious of what that impact is and how it's going to affect a $240,000 home, a $300,000 home, and a $350,000 home. So roughly about $22 a month would be based on this levy that we have. Just wanted to share that with you. I promised it was within 5 minutes of this presentation. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Anybody have any questions or comments? I do want to say, I noticed that $500 million increase in the EAV of the community, the Valley View community. That doesn't just happen in a vacuum. We are fortunate in our district that we have businesses and we have leadership in those communities, the 2 primary communities, Bolingbrook and Romeoville, that go out and seek active businesses to increase the value to the community. It doesn't, I'm not saying our property taxes are cheap, because they're not, but it does help balance out, so we have the ability to provide the services and the things that we do in this district. Otherwise, we would be in a world of hurt. There are towns that have way less EAV. They don't have the business development. They don't have the warehouses, and they don't have, malls, whatever they don't have, that we have that helps offset the cost in our district. So it would be remiss on our part to not thank the leadership in those communities for their stewardship of it. You know, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, and we're trying to do what we're supposed to be doing, and it works pretty well and has for a good long time. But to see that kind of increase is, to me, from $3.2 billion to $3.5 billion in a year, that is crazy money in a short period.
And those are estimates, but they'll be pretty close to what those estimates are, working with the county clerk's office, so.
And again, I look at the last chart with the average $300,000 home, $350,000 home. It's $22 a month, and I would say it's only $22 a month, but it's your $22, and we are very aware of that. We understand it, and we're conscious of it. And I think as long as I've been on this board, and others that were here before me have always tried to be good stewards of the taxpayers' money. We get it, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to do things that we think are best for this district, for the students, and for the community. So, John, I do appreciate your stewardship over all this. We do this every year, and we also put a budget together every year, and we go through these things. There's a lot of information here, but for the district, I think it projects us in a very positive way. And I know that we're not on any watch list anywhere in the state finance world, which is a really, really great thing, nor have we been for many, 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 many years. So thank you to the staff that puts all this together, and the budgeting and everything that goes into this. So,
President Quigley, I just like have a comment. I just want to thank you for your remarks. Thank you for all those who put work in to have this. But one statement I want to correct you on. You keep talking about the taxpayers, but I want you to realize that these school board members, we are taxpayers also, so we're not just looking out for them. We're looking out for all the village that we serve, and we are part of that village. That's why we serve with all this big zero money that we get as school board members.
you are correct.
Jan, thank you. Earlier last week, you answered some of those questions for me. I appreciate that, and just want to reiterate what Member Campbell said. It is important to have good schools, and we do look out because we are paying money out of our own pockets too. And also, we have a lot of 55-plus communities that we know that are out there, and they're paying a portion of this tax bill too, and they have nobody going to schools. So,
Are there any comments by the administration? Any comments from the public? Seeing none, hearing none, can I get a motion to go back into the to close the public hearing? I'm sorry, need a motion to close public hearing.
so move. Second.
Motion and seconded. In favor, say aye. Right. Now can I get a motion to go back to the public hearing? No, back to the regular scheduled meeting. Oh, we're already there, I guess. We're already there. All right. All right. So we now need a motion to pass as presented.
So move.
Oh, I need a motion to approve the 2024 tax levy as presented. Motion and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Member Campbell,
Yes.
Member Sutherland,
Yes.
Secretary Sikora,
Yes.
Vice President Zach,
Yes.
President Quigley.
Yes. Moving down the agenda, Dr. Polson, the school calendar.
Yes, thank you. Action item 12.1, the proposed school calendar for the 25-26 school year. Information was presented at the last board meeting on November 18th regarding this proposed calendar. The draft calendar was posted online for staff, families, and the community to respond to. There was no significant trends in the feedback that we received and the responses, and was not warranted to take back to the committee. So at this time, with no changes, the administration respectfully seeks your approval for the proposed calendar.
Motion and seconded. Is there any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Member Sutherland,
Yes.
Member Campbell,
Yes.
Secretary Sikora,
Yes.
Vice President Zach,
Yes.
President Quigley.
Yes. Ms. Polson.
Yes, also presented at the last board meeting on November 18th was the summer school for high school proposal. There were no updates or changes, so the administration respectfully seeks your approval as presented.
Second.
Motion and seconded. Is there any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Member Sutherland?
Yes.
Member Campbell?
Yes.
Secretary Sikora?
Yes.
Vice President Zach?
Yes.
President Quigley?
Yes. All right, moving down the agenda, superintendent's information reports. Dr. Wood.
Yes, thank you, Board President Quigley. In lieu of the standard superintendent update, we are presenting a video of district highlights from January 2024 to this date that captures a snapshot of our year. So essentially, just sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Oh, I hope I don't lose you. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. Don't take these beautiful things that I've got. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. Don't take these beautiful things that I've got. Please don't take. I found my mind, I'm feeling sane. It's been a while, but I'm finding my faith. If everything's good and it's great, why do I sit and wait till it's gone? Oh, I tell you, I know I've got enough. I've got peace and I've got love, but I'm up and I'm thinking I just might lose it all. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. Don't take these beautiful things that I've got. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. I need these beautiful things that I've got.
Great.
So I'd like to thank Nicole Eimer and Jim Blaney for producing the video, and just our entire school community for coming up with these wonderful experiences that were captured. And we just look forward to what the next year will bring.
So I noticed in the video, and anytime you see a video, especially when the teachers who teach the littles, they're down on the floor. And a long time ago, when I had kids and I was coaching younger kids, when I was coaching them, I went to a coaching camp and they said you have to get down to the level of the kids. And thank God I don't do that anymore because I'd never get off the ground. But I watched those ladies and gentlemen get down on their knees and get right at eye level with the kids, so the kids are looking at them, not looking up at them. And I think that's awesome. It really, people have no idea those little things that they do and how much of a difference it makes. You guys on this, the student folks that are here, remember those things as you go forward in life. If you're dealing with little people, get down at their level. If you're talking to adults, get up to their level. It all makes a difference. So, moving down the agenda, I see Mr. Richards is here, going to talk about routing system upgrades.
So I'd just like to,
Oh, man.
I was just going to introduce Dave.
You're right.
If that's okay.
Go ahead.
Sorry, in September, as part of the budget presentation, upgrading the transportation routing software was highlighted. Tonight's information report is an information report on this topic. I've asked Mr. Richards to give the board a brief summary and overview of this project.
Thank you. Good evening, President Quigley, Board of Education, Dr. Wood, senior leadership, the community members, and of course my colleagues that are here as well. Again, my name is Dave Richards. I'm the Director of Transportation for Valley View School District, and we are proposing some major upgrades to our VersaTrans routing system. VersaTrans is a Tyler Tech product that we currently use. This upgrade is really necessary to stay with the times, actually catch back up to the times, so we can provide the safest and most efficient transportation to the students and families of our district. The last large-scale change to this system was well over a decade ago. In the world of technology, if you ask Mr. Gilmore, that was a lifetime ago. So we are definitely due for this. We're proposing to continue our relationship with Tyler Technologies for our routing and related systems. It'll include, in addition to a routing upgrade, Tyler Drive, advanced vehicle location, activity trips, and My Ride K through 12. I'll go ahead and give you a brief overview of these systems. The first thing we do is we're going to have Tyler upgrade our map. They're going to go to the Geographical Information Systems, commonly referred to as GIS, and update our maps from Will, Cook, DuPage, Kane, Kendall, and Kankakee counties, the 6 counties we travel in most of our 2.5 million miles. Tyler Technologies will then migrate our student and our routing information from Versatrans into student transportation, which is what the new system is called. And then that software will manage school bus routing, fleet maintenance, our field trips, and much more. So the first piece of this is Tyler Drive. We'll install Tyler Drive telematics on our fleet of 193 buses. That'll include mounting hardware for tablets. Tablets will look similar to this, as well as some other things that go with it. We're going to purchase 160 tablets. Why do we need 160 with 193 buses? Because they are very interchangeable. You can put them in a dock overnight and charge them in the building and put them on whatever bus you need to. We do have some redundancy built into our fleet with some spares. There's vehicles down for maintenance, things of that nature. So we don't need to purchase 193 tablets. What these are going to allow is turn-by-turn directions for drivers, greatly reducing the need for rerouting. Where it'll really come into play is the beginning of the school year, when a driver may choose a new route, and while they've run it a couple of days to try and learn it, they don't know it that well with potentially 55, 60 elementary kids on the bus, as they did when they drove it alone. So it takes a little while. The other thing it does is when we have a sub-driver, because believe it or not, some days we're short drivers, it'll go ahead and allow that driver that maybe doesn't know that route or doesn't know that area to have turn-by-turn directions right in front of them. If you're worried about distracted driving, the screen can go black when you're moving. They've already built that in. We can leave it on, we can turn it off. So it is truly just turn-by-turn voice directions instead of looking at the map. The other advantage to this, some days what we have to do to try and make all this work is we end up splitting a route. A driver calls in sick at the last minute and we don't have time to get another driver out there. We can now send, with this new system, we'll be able to send 3 stops off this route to this tablet and 3 stops off this route to this tablet, and they'll have their directions. So those calls about where is my bus should be gone. The automatic vehicle location feature actually allows for data transfer to a parent communication app, which is the next phase of this, My Ride K through 12. With this mobile app, parents and students can access their own secure data for stop location, route, and time. This access will help reduce parent calls to the transportation department and lower anxiety. Gives you real-time bus arrival time. Reduce time waiting at the stop. When a bus is running behind, student and/or parent will know this. So on those cold days, they don't have to stand out there and wait while we're stuck in traffic behind a snowplow. It'll help students, in theory, never miss the bus again, which is our goal. We want to get them all to school every day on time. Access to this is limited. One of the things that I've discussed over the years as I've looked into programs like this is where is the security feature built in? Access is limited to whoever we give authorization to. Students, parents, guardians, so that student data is protected. If there's a custodial issue, we can restrict who can see what. This is all done through global positioning systems, or GPS. So they'll know exactly when that bus is going to arrive. So if that driver is running behind, they'll know. It also stays up to date. So if we make a change to that route, they're going to see tomorrow what time the bus is going to be there tomorrow. So it'll eliminate some of that delay that comes in the communication when we're going ahead and making a tweak to the route, and it takes a couple days for all the information to get through. This will help eliminate that, should make that almost instantaneous. They'll get a secure and confidential login. It is accessible via the web on a computer or a mobile app, and it's Android or iOS device compatible. Field and activity trips, obviously part of the school day, whether it's a football team, whether it's going to the museum, whatever the case may be, we run a lot of trips every single day. This will be an upgrade to this part of our system as well, assigning drivers and vehicles to trips. Part of our goal in all this, once this is implemented, is we'll be able to put these field trips into a route set and actually have the directions for the field trips, all the ones we do regularly, in the tablets. So it doesn't matter who goes and drives that field trip. How many times have people been on a trip and the coach and the driver are debating which way to go? It eliminates all that. So it'll be much more safer, much more efficient. We can actually set their start and stop locations. You may not think about it, but how your directions are written, whether you're in your car going somewhere or driving a school bus, based on where you're starting from. So if we know someone's covering a trip and leaving from Hermanson Elementary, we can actually set that as their start location on that, and it'll give them directions right from there. They don't have to go back to a point they know to get there. It'll do it for them. And of course, all the approvals and the scheduling will be done just like it is now through our clear processes defined by our policies. So for the schools, it'll look different, but it'll be all the same set of rules to operate. Now, here comes the big one. How much is it going to cost? So the initial cost for this project is $392,128, which includes $299,830 in one-time fees and $92,298 in recurring fees. Now, one-time fee. This includes things such as the map upgrades, the data analysis, the setup, the training. Also includes the hardware, the tablets, the installation, training. All that is included in that cost. The recurring fees are the annual software support and the tablet network support. We already pay software support annually for the systems we have now. So it's going to go from $42,000 up to $92,000, about a $50,000 increase. Keeping in mind, the recurring fees are reimbursable. As an annual expense, the one-time fees are reimbursable on the depreciation schedule of the Illinois State Board of Education annual reimbursement claim. So the annual expense reimbursement should be approximately 70%, and I say should be approximately because the state prorates everything every year, and we never know what that's going to be until after the claim is filed. But we should expect to see about $65,000 annually of that $92,000 coming back to us. The depreciation obviously will be paid over time, but we will get a large percentage of that money back as well through the reimbursement process. So, pretty big deal for us. We're excited about it. Timeline for the project. We're looking at 12 to 18 months to fully implement this. There's sufficient funds budgeted for the project this fiscal year. However, the timeline between migration and hardware arrival is expected to split this expense between FY25 and FY26. Once we have the implementation ready and all hardware and devices installed and running, there could be some additional live training needed. They do a lot of it online, but we do have a live option. That's not in the original quote. That would be sometime late 26. And the tablets, just so you know, are warranted for 1 year. They are a Samsung tablet, but they're proprietary to Tyler, so we can't add anything to them. Software obviously is covered for the term of the agreement with our annual support, just like now. So the Transportation Department is going to be asking for your approval for this at the next Board of Education meeting on January 13th, 2025, pending attorney review and approval of the agreement, which he has the 47-page contract, as do all of you. I won't bore you by reading that to you.
Thank you. Anything else? You're good?
I'm good.
So by my account, I'm guessing that I've got a pretty good idea how many buses we have. It's about $1,500 per bus to trick these out, and then the annual cost is about $150 a year.
Right. And considering that we haven't spent anything on this other than our annual maintenance in about 15 years,
Yep.
it's kind of like the AS400 upgrade. We got our money's worth out of it. We did with this system as well.
Sure.
It's time now to keep up with technology.
Well, and Dave mentioned, and we've mentioned this many, many times, we are always short bus drivers. You're probably, what, down 35 or so right now? So anybody that knows anybody, I'm told we pay good and the benefits are decent and all that kind of good stuff, and you get a bonus and we'll train you, so on and so on and so on. But we do need drivers. But this will help people who are new come in, or somebody who's, like you said, reassigned to a different route. It's going to make it a lot more efficient. So.
One of the hardest parts is to be a new driver. We put you through training. You go out and drive with a trainer with an empty bus for days on end. You learn where the schools are. You learn everything. And then we throw you out there at 6 in the morning and put kids behind you in rush hour traffic. So yes, any aid we can give them to get our students safely to and from school is a big plus. And it'll definitely help with driver retention, without a doubt.
Great. Anybody else, any questions? If you do, let
If
them
I'm on
know.
a field trip, let's say the bus driver, there's a wreck ahead, will it notify the bus driver and give an alternate route?
No. No, it's not like Google Maps in that regard, no. Good question.
Also, would this be available to parents in the terms of tracking like those different times and routes? Would that be available in Spanish and other primary languages of the district as well?
That's a very good question. I do not know that answer. I will find that out.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Anybody
you.
else? All right, moving down the agenda. Thank you, Dave. Very good presentation. Appreciate it. Board policies, Dr. Wood.
Yes. Item 13.3, board policies. In an effort to keep VVSD board policies up to date, changes in the following policies have been made and are being presented to you as an information item tonight. 2.270, discrimination and harassment on the basis of race, color, national origin prohibited. 4.10, fiscal and business management. 4.100, insurance management. 5.20, non-discrimination, harassment, retaliation, and Title IX policy. 5.100, staff development program. 5.90, abused and neglected child reporting, and 7.20, non-discrimination, harassment, and retaliation of students, and Title IX. Specific changes to each policy are included in the board packet for your consideration, and we will seek your approval of the suggested changes at the next regular school board meeting.
All right, thank you, sir. Moving down the agenda, legal services report.
No formal report.
Driscoll, Association Federation reports, Valley View Council Local 604. Apparently no report. Valley View Office Personnel Council. Thank you. Valley View Transportation. Apparently no report. Thank you. Any old business before the board? New business. We received communication from former member Leo Venegas has tendered his resignation effective last Friday afternoon. And therefore, we will be moving down the agenda and declaring a vacancy to the board. Leo was a board member for several years, as many of you know. Board members are volunteers who do not get paid and spend a lot of time doing this. I will say that. We appreciate the time that Leo and his family gave to us and represent the Romeoville community and the Valley View community as a whole. Again, his term was set to expire in 2025, and we will now select a replacement for that limited time frame from now until the April election and the new swearing in May. Typically what we do is the public can submit a brief letter and a resume of why they want to be on the board. That will be submitted to the Patty Ariola, the board clerk. There will be a press release going out on this tomorrow. It'll be on our website as well. By Monday, December 16th at noon, and then the board will then set a special closed meeting for candidate interviews, and then we will have a special meeting to occur, we believe, if we can get this all done, on Monday, December 30th at 4 p.m. to vote for the replacement candidate and have a swearing-in ceremony. So that's our time frame for that. Again, wish Mr. Venegas well, thank him for his time, and if anybody has any questions on those. Yep. Okay, so all that information being provided, I actually need a motion for 17.2. Motion and seconded. Is there any questions or discussion? We have a motion and we have a second. A roll call vote would be in order.
Member Campbell?
Yes.
Member Sutherland?
Yes.
Secretary Sikora?
Yes.
Vice President Zach?
Yes.
President Quigley?
Yes. Also, I didn't mention, but we also will communicate this with the regional superintendent of schools. Freedom of information requests. As always, those are submitted to Mr. Blaney. He is our FOIA officer, and those are posted on our website. Any announcements by the board?
Yes.
From my left.
I'd like to wish all the students that are taking finals next week good luck, and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all of our teachers and all of our staffs at all our schools that work hard and deserve some time off.
I too wish Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays and a Happy New Year. Need the break, well-deserved, and appreciate everything that the staff, the students, and I hope that it will be a good 2025. I also want to mention that the high school's concerts are this week at Romeoville and Bolingbrook in holiday theme, and they're always spectacular. So if you have a chance, it's open to the public, and you can purchase your tickets, go on the website, and see if there are any more available. But thank you.
I have an announcement. First, White Oak Library District has a job and trade fair. This event will take place on Saturday, February 15th, 2025, from 10 to 2 p.m. at the White Oak Library District branch located at 201 West Normantown Road. Set up for the participants will be there between 9 and 9:50. This event is geared towards working age teens and adults and the employers who may wish to hire them. Our aim is to help people find jobs to match their needs and interests while helping employed find quality candidates. I also would like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a happy and safe holiday season.
Yes, I wanted to thank Board Member Venegas for serving. I had an opportunity to serve with him 2 different times. He serves on this board, so I do want to thank him for his service, and I do want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and Happy Holidays, and a good rest for everybody, and then a shout out to all the students that are taking it. To some of my favorites, I guess you want to say that, is our student ambassadors. That's what they're called, and you see all the things that were shared today, that they're not just here just to be a figure, but they're here because they have a lot to offer. They are our students of today and not of tomorrow. So again, I want to thank everybody, this Valley View School District community that we have, and for us to continue to work and strive. And if we're here in the next year, that we'll continue to do our best in everything that we do. Thank you.
Thank you all for your comments. I'm going to take a little different tact here. This is the time of the year when, you never know what your neighbors are going through, and our communities are very generous in giving. We have multiple opportunities for people to, through Operation Christmases in both communities, Shop with a Cop, Coats for Kids. If you have a few extra bucks and you have a compunction to do it, please help out somewhere, volunteer some time, because again, you don't know what your neighbors are going through. It's kind of like no different than when you have a big snowstorm and you got your snowblower out and you kind of do your neighbor's driveway and your driveway and the sidewalk and a couple others, same kind of thing. You just don't know what people are going through. So if you have it with the means to do it, please reach out to one of these organizations. There's all kinds, folks. You can go through your church, you can go through the villages. There's any place you can do to help, because I guarantee you there's people that are hurting. And I know the people that up here at this dais volunteer for multiple things and are involved in the community, and I see them at these things, so I thank you guys for your service to that. But there's always somebody in need, and that's what makes the Valley View community great, because we have so many people who do help out those who need help. So, and I do wish everyone happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever you may celebrate, or if you do not celebrate, that's fine as well. And I just hope that you have a very restful and enjoyable holiday season. Same with our staff and our administrative staff. Everybody gets a chance to kind of recharge their batteries and be safe more than anything. We don't want to have any accidents. I hate doing the things that we have to do up here when we have to have a moment of silence. I certainly don't want one because somebody is driving a little too fast on a snowy road or something like that. So other than that, I wish you all very well a Happy New Year and prosperous New Year and a great holiday season. Moving down the agenda by the administration.
Yes, I'd just like to say on behalf of the administrative team, thank you to Board Member Leo Venegas for his countless hours of community service and support of our school district. And just to echo what's already been stated, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to all, and no need to go to Chicago for a winter-themed or holiday-themed program. Our staff and students put on some amazing events, so to echo what Board Member Sutherland said, take advantage of that if you have an opportunity. Happy New Year to all, and stay warm.
And then again, on behalf of the board ambassadors as well, we wish everyone happy holidays, and we appreciate everything and the feedback that we've received from the community. We are looking forward to making a lot of more changes coming into these next school years and semesters as we move on with our positions. Y además, no más felices temporadas a todas las familias en el distrito. Estamos muy agradecidos por todo lo que ustedes han hecho por nosotros y todo lo que nosotros hemos podido hacer por ustedes. Vamos a seguir avanzando y hacer todo lo que podemos para ustedes. Thank you. Gracias.
President Quigley, I just have one announcement.
Sure.
I just want to introduce Brandy Jones, our Director of Finance. Brandy started transitioning from Glen Ellen School District and is now full-time with our district. Brandy has done an excellent job in navigating the transition between two school districts. Brandy will be staying a few minutes after the meeting so that you can introduce yourself. I promised I wouldn't make her come up and speak before everybody, so if you could take 5 minutes after the meeting and introduce yourself, I'd appreciate it. That's it.
Gonna make her talk? Oh, all right. If there is no further business before the board, a motion to adjourn would be in order. Motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Happy holidays, folks.